everybody. Happy Friday. This is fun. There's something in the air today. I'm kind of like, my daughter's like, Mommy, why are you in such a good mood today? I'm like, I've got all this energy. I don't know. I did take an edge, but I usually take an edge. I love edge. So I have all this bright energy and I feel super pumped. So yeah, I mean, that's great when you don't have to like pick yourself up, because how used to that are we, having to pick ourselves up and get that energy? So I don't know, I'm on fire, and it seems like the general consensus is people are pumped. And I think one of those main things is we all love a fresh start, right? Like there's something in saying, you know what, I messed up here. I should have done this. Gosh, I really am kicking myself that I didn't do this or put more time into this, or I messed up that, whatever it is. But the beginning of the month is really a fresh start. And with this contest, it doesn't matter about the history of your business. If you're old, if you're new, if you've been struggling, if you've been doing great, it doesn't matter. We all start at zero today, and we all have a chance to earn a trip for two to Punta Cana. And I'm like, I think that's just what I'm feeling today. I'm kind of like, you know what? Like, who can I bring to Punta Cana? This is like, I feel like I've talked about so many trips with Plexus. That, sorry, I just had to mute. I've talked about so many trips with Plexus, and it seems really surreal, and people are always like, no way, what's the catch? And now it's getting to the point where I've been doing this enough that I'm just like, hello, a free trip for two, all-inclusive royal treatment. Hello, why are you saying no to this? Like, I have shown that you can go on these trips, that you can earn these trips. This is the real deal. And so that's kind of the vibe that I have, that I'm going out there with. Like, why would anyone say no to this, right? Why would they say no? Fear of I can't, fear of talking to people or what people are going to think of me. But if you can tackle that, you literally are not only earning a trip for two to Punta Cana, which I've said this before, but I'll say it again in case you didn't hear it. It is an all-inclusive resort, and there's like a family section with a water park, and then an adults only section. So it's like, this is the first one that I'm thinking I'm bringing my kids to, or if it's just you and your significant other, you can have a romantic, wonderful time there. Like, Plexus does not skimp on these trips. This is, you walk up and it's like royal treatment, the food, it's so fancy. It's like, how did I get here? So it's not only about the trip though. In the process of doing this contest, you are going to be making money and building a business. Like, so yes, you're getting this trip, but think of all the rest of the things that are going on. And then when you go on that trip, think of what the people are going to see when you share the trip. Like, oh my gosh, she earned a free trip. Like, it's not just for, kicks and giggles with your family and your spouse to enjoy this trip. It's not just that. Like, this is a business statement to the world that you have earned this, and it's laid out in a way that your business is going to transform and have a really awesome foundation. That's how the whole thing is laid out. So if you just did this cruise contest, it's pretty much like copy paste. It's pretty much the same thing. It is not relying on all these deep levels, like how in the past you might have seen people that have been around in this company for a while. They have all these people working with them, and they would just sweep the whole contest. And then you had all these new people that were like, well, of course they did it. They're so successful, and I'm just new and I'm not earning this. It's not like that. They have switched up the game. This last contest, the cruise, I'll be completely transparent. It's the first one I didn't sweep. I was very, very close, and I worked my butt off till the bitter end to sweep it. But I ended 130 credits away, which is sickening, but it's true. I did not sweep it. It was on me to work hard to earn that cruise. And there have been other times when it's like, like I was saying, levels deep, all helping you earn it. This is truly it's anybody's game starting fresh right now. So the way that it's laid out, is, of course, you want to sign new people up. We always want to sign new people up, but that's not the only thing that our job entails. We have been taught on this team, the history of it. It's kind of like, go, 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 sign as many people as you can. And oh my gosh, signed 20 people this month. I signed 30 people this month. And that's impressive and that's amazing. But what if you lose those people? You have to keep up that momentum and keep replacing people. It's like a strainer, and you're filling it and filling it, but it's seeping out at the bottom. That is incredibly exhausting, calls for burnout. And what good is that doing all these people that you signed up, you know? And most of that is because it's just not humanly possible to serve everyone to the best of your ability when you have so many people. So I'm not saying go sign up 2 people. I'm not saying that. Even though I have decided for myself, my minimum is 3 every month. That is my minimum. And that is nothing to scoff at. That's a big deal. That's ranking silver every month, getting 3 new individuals that you can really cater to and surround and support, and help them have the best product experience. And hopefully then they think, well, gosh, there's other people in my life that struggle. Look at this experience I'm getting. Gosh, why would I keep this to myself? So that's a very natural way of progressing your business, is just having a smaller amount that you can really keep track of. Make yourself a binder. Annette, were you asking a question? No? Okay. Make yourself a binder, set reminders, really get organized. What did this person order? When did they order it? How have they been feeling? Use our customer care system, like to send new videos and follow up. Really, really treat these people like glass and really develop them, right? So there's that. There's enrolling new people. That's how you get credits. But you also get credits for retaining those people. And they actually added something with this contest where if somebody orders their second month, oh, that's okay, Annette. If somebody orders their second month and they don't hit 100 PV, you're still going to get credits, just like you still get points with the new compensation plan. So if they order between 60 and 99 PV, you're still going to be getting credits that second and third and fourth month that they order, retention credits, because they have it laid out to reward us for the behaviors that you really want to do in this business. You do not want to sign 1 million people and lose 1 million people. That's not what this is about, right? So it's about giving that good customer experience and getting them to order each month. You're going to get credits each month that they order. And for those of you that were working in July and August, we do get retention credits for those that signed up in July and August that order in September, October, November, or December. All 4 months, just 1 month, whatever. If you get them to order again, you get credits. And again, that's laying right out with people that order 3 consecutive months in a row are 87% more likely to be ordering a year from now. And that's what you want. You want people to fall in love with their products, and they might not if they only try it once. Maybe it's the wrong flavor. Maybe it's not the products that their body needs and they took the wrong thing. Like maybe they didn't do it long enough or they weren't consistent. There's so many factors, but if we can get them ordering 3 months in a row and taking the products for 90 days, they're likely to have this amazing transformation that they either stick ordering it and they become lifers, or they share it with the world, right? So that's awesome. So not only signing up people, but retaining people. We are greatly rewarded. When I look back at my credits from this last contest, most of my credits came from retention, from keeping people around. So that's awesome. But also the business. Now, there's talking about the business. I get it. I get that it's scary. And I know that I'm kind of an anomaly because I talked about the business since day one, but I've been with a lot of you for a while, and I understand the fear and hesitancy because you don't want to seem salesy. You don't want to seem like you're getting somebody in some network marketing MLM thing, or like trying to like use them for money, whatever all these thoughts in your head are. It just, I understand it. But we need to talk about the business more. And it's been kind of like growing and growing in the background, like just saying like, we really need to do that. We really need to focus on business reach outs. It's been like growing and growing. And now I feel is the time that it's like, okay, this is what we're going to do as a team. We are going to talk about the business. We are going to do business reach outs. We are going to encourage each other to do it. We're going to cheer each other on. We are going to hold each other accountable, because this is important. You cannot get all the way to the top talking about the products. You can't. It'll be you and a bunch of product takers. And there's not a single person that's a diamond that is them with a bunch of product takers. It's not what it is. That's not what this business is. And so if that scares you, that's something that you really got to think about. You need to start envisioning yourself as a team leader. Now, if you have fears of hosting a Zoom, like hosting, oh my gosh, I'm going to have my whole team and host a Zoom. Normal. Like, I don't even know what I'm talking about right now, but I'm just doing it. I'm just spitting it out. And it took practice, right? So don't worry about that. You can learn that. If you are worried about, well, I don't know how to be a leader, like, what do I say when I have my own team? You're going to have your sponsor in there with you. We all support each other. We have an awesome leadership chat where we talk about being a leader. Plexus has trainings galore as you advance that you can go to and get filled up with how to be a leader. There are books, there are podcasts. You will get there. So who you are today might not be ready to just jump up and lead a team, but it's going to happen over time. So understand that there's going to be personal growth involved. And not only are you going to be just fine, you're going to look back at the person you are today and say, wow, I'm so glad I went out of my comfort zone and decided to do this, because I'm bolder, I'm stronger, I'm wiser, I'm a better speaker. Like, I've changed lives. I didn't expect that I would do this. You're going to love the person that you become. So it's not like you're just born with all this knowledge. And I understand that it's intimidating, but it's like anything else. It is little step by step. And you just dip your toe in, get used to this, get used to that. Do your first Zoom, your very first Zoom. It'll be so scary, but then the next Zoom that you do, it'll be a little easier and easier. And that's what this whole process is. So I understand if it's intimidating, but that's how you do this. When I went diamond, and there are many different ways to go diamond, you could have 2 emeralds. You could find just 2 individuals that, go nuts, right? And then so that's 1,500 credits per person. And then you go emerald yourself. You could go diamond like that. When I went diamond, I had a lot of people doing a little. It wasn't, big extreme. It was like this huge group of people. And, we had countdowns and giveaways. And it was like, everybody just add one, just one, each one, reach one. And that kind of momentum is incredible to be a part of. And you can get to diamond like that. There are so many ways, but you have to be talking about the business. And that doesn't mean, hey, come sign up for my business, start your own business. Because how does that sound to someone? Intimidating. What does that entail? Do I have to invest money? How much time is this going to take? I don't feel ready. I don't feel qualified. That sounds incredibly intimidating, right? So I like to skip all the way to who wants to trip to Punta Cana. Like, to me, like, just shouting that out draws attention. People are like, okay, well, wait. And then once I'm talking to them about Punta Cana, this is when we backtrack, and it's like, well, hey, all you do is you share these awesome products or the trip or income with people, and I'm going to help you every step of the way. Okay, so we're going to back it up. What's the first thing they need to do? Well, they got to reach out to people and they got to put up a post. We can do that. I'm not tackling the whole how do you do a business, or what is in your back office, or how do I earn this trip and all the credits involved with the trip. I'm not tackling any of that. I'm just going to get them to post and get them to start reaching out, right? Let's dumb it down. And that's how you get them to catch the bug. Once they have somebody comment, somebody order, somebody that they didn't expect in their life, like, oh my gosh, like Sherry, I didn't know Sherry would be into this. That makes them go, oh, well, maybe this is possible. Gosh, Sherry. And then all of a sudden Sherry's joining you. Like that's what's going to build their confidence. So yeah, I going, okay, so we need to sign up people. We need to keep people around, and we need to duplicate, talk about the business, rank up ourselves, help other people rank up. And if you can get that leadership hat going and not focus on, oh, I need to rank up, I need this many orders to get here to rank myself up, and instead think, I want to bring 3 or 4 women to silver right now, like not in September, because that kind of makes our minds feel like, well, I have 4 weeks to gradually do this. Someone could become silver in a day. They could add their mom, their sister, right? So if you just like, okay, you're gonna sprout and bring up these people. I'm gonna make 3 people silver. Like, give yourself like a short-term range, so it like makes it like really like, okay, we got to get going. Like by next weekend, like the end of next weekend, I'm going to create 3 silvers, and you just dive in. I have been diving into conversations all morning, just talking about Punta Cana, just saying, like, no fear. Hey, I'm really excited. I just found out that we can win a trip for 2, all inclusive, to Punta Cana. Do you want to do this with me? Do you want information? Is that something that interests you? Leave that message and just throw it, just sprinkle it everywhere and see who you will catch. There's no harm in that. That is not salesy. This is an incredible opportunity. And now it's in their court. If somebody's like, what is that? Ew, I don't want to be a part of that. Okay, guess what? I sent it to 100 other people, so that's fine. See ya, bye. You can watch my stories as I go to Punta Cana. Bye. And then all of a sudden you have somebody else that you talk to, and they're like, yeah, really? That'd be great. You're like, oh my gosh, I got one. And then we slow down and we take it step at a time. Okay. So when the cruise first came out, before this, I sent some messages about the cruise because I was super excited. Like, a cruise, come on, that's so exciting. But my messages died down pretty fast. And then I was like, okay, now it's the 2nd month in. There's still enough time for someone to do the cruise. Okay, let's talk about the cruise again. And then it's like, oh, we're halfway through the contest. Could somebody earn it? Yeah, realistically, they could earn it. I'll talk about it again. Yeah. Last month that of the contest, it's like, I don't think anybody new coming in could earn this cruise. Maybe I shouldn't talk about it anymore. This is the time right now. The excitement, it is fresh, it is double credits. And that's what we had last time. We had double credits that first month. And then we had a little chunk of triple credits later on. But other than that, they're just not throwing out double credits all the time. So you need to take advantage of where we're at right now. So I highly recommend to you to just blast this trip. Just like the whole month of September, you talk about it all the time, because you're not going out there. Like, so when you share the products, it looks like, if for people that don't understand that you really truly care about their health and it's really, really going to help their health, to them, it looks like you're selling something. Give me money. When you make a purchase, it gives me money, right? When we're sharing about the products, that's how most people think. Oh, it's an MLM. She's just sharing about this to try to make money. They don't know our heart or that these products really work. But if you share a trip, you are sharing, literally, you're saying, this is for you. And I'm sitting here ready to help you. Do you want this? Like, I don't know. That's something in my brain that just makes more sense to share, even though obviously I love these products, and the stories and the healing that I've seen in the last 5 years is incredible, and my own health. And I'm obsessed with these products, but I'm just being very realistic about sharing products on social media and how that makes people feel. you have to get one-on-one in the conversation, right? For them to see your heart. Because most times when you're sharing on social media, it just looks like you're selling a lipstick or whatever, right? So offering someone a trip, yes, it looks like, oh, why me? How could I earn that trip? That looks difficult, but people are intrigued. You know, the giveaways over on Instagram, win a Louis Vuitton purse or $1,000 giveaway. It looks like that. People come out of the woodwork they see the flashy thing and they're intrigued. Now, does that mean that everybody that says I want to go for this cruise is gonna put in the work? No, there's going to be people that are like, yeah, I want to earn the cruise, and then they never do anything, right? But you could find somebody in that group that's an amazing hard worker and really organized, or a really outgoing personality that has a big network. That would change everything. Do you know how many people that have really good networks, and if they get it and they have something that drives them to work enough, you know, if it's money, if it's health, or if it's a trip, that they could just grab all their girlfriends? There are a lot of personalities out there like that would just grab all their girlfriends and say, oh my gosh, let's go to Punta Cana together. You take Ted, I'll take Elias. Yeah, oh yeah, let's go talk to Judy. And we'll get Sam to come with too. There are people like that out there, but they're not that common, but they're there. And so how are you going to find them? Well, you have to message enough per people that you have enough array of humans that like you get that 5% of that personality in there because you've messaged enough people. Do you see? It's kind of luck. It's kind of luck. Like when somebody says, I just need a business builder. I just need a runner. How many people are you messaging? And when you message them, are you following up enough? This is an odds game. It is an odds game. You don't know what's on the other side. What are they going through? Are they really stressed today? And they're like, oh my gosh, I can't even open this message. I am so stressed. I don't know. What is this person talking about? Or are they like, oh my gosh, my husband just got a promotion and we're moving and things are going so well in our life right now. I can maybe quit my job as a teacher because my husband's promotion. Or are they like, oh my gosh, like I want to stay home with my kids. Like I'm sick of sending them to daycare. Like we don't know who we're hitting on the other side and what they're going through in their life. And that's why I'm following up with a bunch of old conversations, because life changes. Life changes. People are in need of money as things happen in life. There's a lot of struggle out there. Like, I know you guys see it. If you keep your eyes peeled out on Facebook, especially, people are struggling for money and people are struggling with their health everywhere. Everywhere. And maybe they shoot you down once, but if you continue to reach out and you are a genuine, kind person, they're going to see it. They're going to see it. Well, it's hard when it's just a text, right? Next step up will be a voice message. Next step up will be a phone call. Next step up would be face-to-face, in person, or a video. And you can show them, hey, these products really work. Or, hey, I can help you make an income. I can help you do that. You can show them. But if you are not having these conversations, it's not going to happen. So you got to get out of your comfort zone. So this week and all from here on out, we're going to talk more about sharing the business, because it's just a basic foundational thing. And if somebody wants to be successful in this, they want to go to the top, they want to go to Ruby, Senior Ruby, whatever is like, that's where I want to hit. I'm sorry, you can't get there without sharing the business. So why are we dancing around that? Why are we enabling people to be fearful when it's the exact thing we need to do? And if someone's not willing to grow to do it, that's their decision that they make. Ooh, I spent a lot of money on Amazon for clothes to Mexico, and they're all been dropped off right now. I'll return a bunch of them. I went nuts. Oh my gosh. I'll just talk about it. I'm not bragging. I hate when it sounds like I'm bragging, but I'm in shock, you guys. Like, so every year that you hit emerald points enough times or diamond points enough times, you get a trip. And it's usually to Hawaii. They did Mexico a couple years ago and it was just so fabulous. Everybody loved it. So we're going to Mayacoba, Mexico. I got my very first passport and it's just absolutely luxurious, you know, because a US dollar can go much further in Mexico than Hawaii. So I have no idea what to expect when I go, but the pictures I see look like you each get like your private pool out in the back. Like, I have no idea. I have no idea what it's going to be like. I've never been to Mexico before. It's surreal. It's surreal, but it's the kind of thing like, I don't know. It just makes me speechless to this day. It's just, you feel really blessed and it just makes me want to help more people. Like, yeah, I can go on trips all day long. Yay for me, but that doesn't really truly like fulfill my spirit. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like, oh, yay, I get to go. No, I would much rather feel like I helped other people go, you know, and like seeing the joy on their faces and like having them then introduce it to other people who realize that this could be their life too. Because I was not in a good place when I started Plexus. I had $168 in my bank account. I was 9 months pregnant and a single mom. I needed a job. I needed to survive. I needed to make it. So the fact that I'm here now feels just like God provided. I'm obsessed with this company. I'm so grateful, but I want to help other people overcome and come out of their struggle and do the same thing. Anyway, that was a total side note. I'm sorry. He just literally had like 6 packages in his hand that he laid down. I'm like, oh my gosh, Amazon hates me. Okay. I don't even remember what I was saying, you guys. I'm sorry. Oh, talking about the business. I could prattle on forever. We have to talk about the business. You have to. I don't care if you're scared. You got to get over that fear. You're making that decision. I'm going to get over the fear and do this, or I'm going to choose not to get over the fear and I'm not going to do this. Like, you can dabble and talk about products and put it off, but it's a hard game that way. It is hard. Like, I always tell people, being gold is the hardest because it's usually you and a bunch of product people. And that's hard. We have people that are like, you know, it's not working for me. Oh, I'm just not being consistent. I can't remember. You know, you're dealing with these people and that's normal. It's going to always be that way. It will always be that way. Get used to it. There are incredible people. There are lazy people. There are crabby people. There are smart people. There are all different kinds of people. And if it's just you and a bunch of people, you're going to be dealing with people issues and sinking and saying, why am I doing this if I'm only making $200 a month? Why am I doing this? This is exhausting. And so when you have people in your corner doing it with you, not only is it a blast, like all the things that we're doing in this leadership chat right now, we are organizing things, creating things. We're like on fire. It's making us feel good to contribute, to have a group, to plan. Like, it makes us feel so good. We're not in it alone, right? Everybody doing a little bit is making like this Aspire Co. and Team Integrity be strong and amazing because we have so many cooks in the kitchen, right? Making it really awesome. And then you don't have to do as much work. And trust me, I still have the negative people. I still do. But because I have this amazingness with me, they don't affect me as much. Not only emotionally, but points wise. I'm like, you know what? I'm on this trajectory. I'm trying to go here. Your 6 points is a smaller piece of the pie now. It doesn't affect me as much, right? But when you're gold and you're in it alone, oh my gosh, this person's 6 points, 6 points. And all of a sudden it's like, I've lost a huge chunk. Like, I'm losing everybody. That's because you're in it alone with a bunch of product takers and you can't rely on people. They can't even rely on themselves sometimes because we give up on ourselves very easily. We quit reset when it's only 3 days. I've done it myself. The end of the day comes, look, I'm quitting. It's only 3 days. I couldn't even do it for myself. People do it all the time. So I encourage you to accept the fact that you are going to talk about the business and you want people that want an income. You want people that are like us and love these calls and being together. They're out there. Are they 99% of the population? No, you've witnessed it, I'm sure. But they are there and they are great. And it is fun. And then we get to go on trips together. Realizing then the husbands meet and, like we were laughing the other day, we're like, we are gonna be 8 years old going to Hawaii together. That's not far-fetched. That is real. The longer you stick with this, the more you're going to make, the more sustainable it's going to be. It's real. It's the real deal. And it is so fun. What other people can go out there and say, we have this annual couples trip. Oh, and it's free. Who else can say that? It is not common. It's incredible. And what do the people that are coming on all of these trips, what do they have in common? They're being bold. That's what they have in common. They're being brave. They're putting themselves out there. They're not giving up, right? That's the main component to being successful here, is trying again and just being bold and brave and loud and unafraid, or being afraid, but doing it anyway. Feel the fear and do it anyway. And knowing that you have your clan behind you. If you fall flat on your face, you're fine. Just like as a kid, you fall off your bike, who's there? Your parents, your family, whatever that looks like. That's what we are. We get it. We know what it feels like. How many times we're like, look at what this person said. Oh my gosh, I'm in a diamond chat for like our upline. That's like all the diamonds in our upline. It's like 20 diamonds. They've been doing this forever. I don't know if you guys saw yesterday in the chat, I shared that this girl was a 5-star diamond, right? And she's like, oh, hotel here, paid for this trip, like, whoa. That same person actually is who I'm talking about right now. She showed a message in that group and it was like, I don't know, it was like, you haven't reached out to me in X amount of time. I get it now. You're so high up in the company that you're all about money or something like that. And this girl is like really like a really sweet, humble, like kind of quiet person. And it's like the exact opposite of who she is, like the exact opposite. And so that could have really affected her, but she's at this point now where she sends it to the chat so she can get her girls, her support system to say, that's laughable, because we all know that's not you. Like, and feed her spirit a little bit. And she feels better, because she knows she separates herself from that. That's not me. That's not me. I built this whole business, to try to help people. That is not me. And she actually, through that conversation with everybody building her up, she went back into the woman and they made amends and the lady apologized. Oh, okay. I know you're not like that. Da, 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 da. But it's just, those messages are going to be there. Those people are going to be there. People are people. We see them everywhere in our life, the negativity. It's always there. When you're doing this, you kind of are putting yourself out there to receive negativity. You're choosing to put yourself in the arena where you're going to receive negativity and amazingness. You just are. But that negativity, it can wash right off your back, and you'll be a stronger person because of it. You'll know who you are. You'll know who your true friends are. You'll see clearly like what your vision is that you're doing and what you want to do. Like, it will teach you and it will help you grow. So I've talked a long time. Sorry. Okay. I just encourage you guys, we got to talk about the business. Find your way, whatever that way is, and be loud about it. Get your people. And this is not about you rising up. Who can you help rise up? And in turn, you will. Let's not focus on us though. Okay. Even though, yeah, it's, if you want to focus on the trip to Punta Cana or whatever your why is, right? That needs to be clear as day in your head, but focus on bringing other people up. Okay. I want you to go out there and see who can you help, and practice servanthood with them. Be there at any time of day that they need you. Obviously you want to set up boundaries, but that's your job as a leader, is being there for someone to help them. And if they have a question you can't answer, go up the chain. We're all here. We've got all the answers you need. You will be just fine. It's all very, very much the same process through and through. But what it all boils down to is you sending the messages in the first place. A rising tide lifts all boats. Yes, and that's what we're doing with this group too. Everybody pitching in, and then everybody rowing together. Just like, let's get people to catch the vision, right? Get them to catch the excitement, but you have to send the message. You have to force yourself to reach out more. That's what it depends on. And if you need help with building up your confidence to do that, talk to somebody, read a book, listen to a podcast, get yourself pumped up, or do it scared. Send the message anyway. Even if you're scared, type out words. We could all do it. Even if we're scared. Do you have any interest in earning a cruise? Send. Like, I don't care how your emotions are. You can still type out the words, right? But it's about just forcing yourself to do the work. And then you'll start to get messages back. Yes, send me more information. And what do we all do when we hear that? We like black out. Wait, what am I talking about? What do I say? What are they? Come to someone. We will help you. We'll calm you down. We'll tell you what to say, step by step by step by step. Okay. It's the same story through and through. We all go through it. It's the same thing. It just depends on you to start with the messages. Okay. Gosh, I talk a lot. Okay. So I want to leave it up to any questions about anything, sending business messages, the trip, anything, concerns, fears. How did this talk make you feel? Did it make you feel anything inside, or make you want to do something? Or is there something, a brick wall you feel like you've been meaning to kick down, and like it's right there and you know it's time to kick it down? And that tends to overshare. Learn where to cut off. Yes. Yep. Because you could send 5 voice messages or a long paragraph. And most people, when they see that, are like, I'll get to this later. That looks like an assignment to read. And if I had all the spare time for reading, I'd be reading, but I'm a busy person. And so they don't even hear what you're trying to say. Exactly. You got to trust in what you say that they're going to respond, that it's going to be more of a back and forth. You want to be the person asking questions and sitting, listening. Oh my gosh. Right. And then if they don't respond, go follow up again. You know, you got to be on top of those messages. However organized you can be, notebook, print out, in your folders, in your messages, scroll down and just be like, oh, that's right, I messaged this person and they never responded to me. You be the person to follow up. Hey, did you see my message? Hey, how you doing today? Hey, what did you think about what I last said? Any other questions or comments or inspiration? Okay, well, while you think, I'm going to say one more thing, because we were doing our weekly check-ins, weekly wins. It was going to be a little long. So we are going to start doing those on Mondays. We can do it today since Labor Day is Monday. We're going around and saying your weekly win in your personal life and in your Plexus business. Oh my gosh. These little girls, they don't have their own phone number, so they give out their mommy's numbers. And they're FaceTiming each other constantly on my phone. Okay. So I think we're going to do that in the chat now, just because we could all chit chat forever, sharing our weekly wins, and it takes up a lot of time. So we'll do that over in the chat, but I do want to continue highlighting someone for the week. And I want to highlight two people. Sorry, it's two. First, I want to highlight Sharon, because Sharon has been through quite a journey. She has been very successful in her life. And when she did the Plexus business, she like soared, and then like the troubled waters came, and she really lost a lot. And it was really hard for her to see like, gosh, I've been so successful in my life. Why can't I do well at this? And I know, Sharon, you've been going back and forth with that why and just like trying to figure it all out. And she decided to try again, which I think is really brave, and shows true growth to be able to say, no, I'm not going to let these thoughts get in my way, and I'm going to try again. So that I think is really, really impressive. And so shout you out, the amazing person.
Thank you so much. That means a lot. I mean it, but I just missed it. I missed it. How much does that suck? Like
I know,
that.
well, I would hate not being a part of this. It would be like,
I know. I mean, there were so many things. It's not so many things I struggled with, but things didn't work out the way I wanted them to. And so then, but it was you, Vicky, everybody that I became close with. Every day I would think like, wonder what's happening, wonder how it's going. I wonder who did this, and I was like, okay, so I was miserable without it. So I'm back. And I do feel stronger, better, more scared, especially after that talk. But, we'll see how it goes. I mean, there's just no way around the fact that it helps other people. And I think before I was more concerned about helping myself. And I had to really change that attitude. I thought, here I am all concerned about helping myself when there are lots of people out there that can benefit from what I now know. And whether they believe it or not is their problem, but I'm not going to stop talking about it because I feel like that's what I'm supposed to be doing. So here I am.
You're incredible. Like it gives me chills. It just makes me so thankful. Like this is called culture. That's what this is. You want to show people the culture that we have. Like, we're real people. We really care about each other. We're not just in this for the money. It's not some competition. Like, we really, really care about people. And you're right, Sharon, like, you are going to keep talking about it regardless. It could fall on deaf ears, whatever, doesn't matter. But those people, they watch and they think. And sometimes it takes a dang year or two, or like Wendy, 4. But they try it when whatever's going on in their personal life makes it their time. And you need to be the steadfast one. You're amazing. I love you. Okay, and the other person that I want to shout out is Christy. Yes, you. Christy, I feel like you are like, I don't know, what's the right analogy? I don't even know. Like something brewing under the surface. Oh, a volcano. That's you. The bubbling magma under the surface. It's bubbling. It's bubbling. It's bubbling. And then bam, it's like you caught the vision. You have exploded. You are not fearful to talk about the business. You are going after it. You've got your vision for your life and what you want, and you're like unstoppable. Like, yes, it's prime example of what everybody's looking for in this business, is finding somebody that just catches the bug and is like filled with passion about it. Like, I want this, I'm going for this. And that's what you are.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It was really funny. Lisa reached out to me and I was just like, I don't have time. I work full time. I can't do that on top of what I already take care of here. And I don't know, then just something changed and I just saw it in a wholly, like a whole different way. And so I just like, okay, we're going to do it. If we're going to do it, let's do it. So we're doing it.
And see, when she said, I don't have time, I'm busy. If you got that message from someone, you'd be like, oh, your heart would sink. Ouch, I've been rejected. She doesn't, she's busy, she's a no, and you would move on, but Lisa didn't.
Lisa did not move on.
She didn't
Lisa
give up.
did not move on, but in a good way. She just kept following up with me and saying, are you sure you don't want to do this? Because I really think you would love it. And I want you to go with me. And it's funny because I actually ran into her when she was in Nashville at the convention.
Right. Yes.
So I was there for my daughter's 21st birthday. And so we ended up seeing each other while we were there. And, she was like, you could be here with me. Like, you could be doing this. And she just put that bug in my ear. And so anyway, I finally just was like, okay, I'm going to do this. I want to try this. And then it really was for me trying the products. Like, I started with active, and I call it my gateway drug. Like, that's the gateway drug for me. Because I started with active, and I just started using it every morning before I would, when I was walking, and no joke, I was walking 16-minute miles, and now I'm walking 14-minute miles. And it all changed when I started drinking the active.
Did you do the Metaburn yet?
The what?
The Metaburn? Okay.
Mm-mm.
You will walk 13.
I gotta do another one.
Yeah.
I'm doing the reset right now. So
yes,
she got me on the reset. Today's my day one of reset. So but I think it just started out with doing that, and then knowing that it worked. And for me, if I find something I love and I know it works, then I want everybody to have it. So
right. Share the wealth. Why would you want to just feel good alone?
Yes.
And there's just so much greatness to it. And you're talking about the business now. Since you're willing to speak, would you share a little bit about kind of overcoming that fear and how it's been talking about the business?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I've already been told no, and that's okay. I just reached out to a few people that I know someone who she has a boutique, and she's already doing online sales, and she's actually, I think, with a different company. And I just sent her a message and said, I'm not sure how committed you are to what you're doing, but this is what I'm doing. And I love all your posts, and I buy stuff from her all the time. And so I was like, I really think you'd be great at this, and I want to work with you. And so we're still talking. And then my friend who said no, I just reached out to her. She's been on a health journey. I just complimented her. I mean, she's lost a lot of weight. She's been working out, and she's doing it all on her own. And so I just reached out to her about the products and about supplementing her workouts, and how amazing her story is, really, about her doing all this on her own and working out and losing so much weight. And she just was so sweet. I mean, she wasn't rude at all. She was polite, and just wrote back and said, no, that's just not really anything I'm interested in at this time, but I wish you the best of luck. So I just wrote back and said, I really appreciate your support. Thank you for that. Please keep sharing your story. Love seeing what you're doing. It motivates me too. So, and so then I just kind of decided about 5 other people that I thought, okay, maybe they'll be interested. And so we're still just in discussion, but it was kind of like what you're saying. So I'm past my I'm almost past I'm in my late 40s. So I'm almost past my 40s now. And I don't know what happens when you hit 40, but for me, it's that I don't give a crap button. I mean, people say that's not, that it happens. I'm telling you, I don't know why it happens, but you hit a certain age that you're just like, why do I care what anybody else thinks? Why am I worried about their opinion? No. And it's really funny. I watched one of the videos today, and I loved what the girl said, because she was and kind of like you said, okay, bye. She was like, I probably shouldn't say this, but people unfriended me. And I was like, she just didn't care. And I'm like, why? Yeah. So not that I don't want to build those relationships, or that I want to lose friends by any means, but I just think you hit a certain point in your life that you just have to go, what's the worst thing they can do is say no. And how does that hurt me in any way? It doesn't. It doesn't hurt my feelings. It doesn't make me feel silly for sending it to you. It just doesn't faze me. It's a word. When we just learn it's just a word, it's just a word, and then just move on to the next person.
That is so powerful. And a lot of those no's are no right now. You know, actually, there's a saying that Genevieve says. She says, a no is an I don't know. Because it's I don't know enough, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm going to put it off. No. But then they watch you. And then maybe they see someone else join you and they're like, oh, she did it. Well, what is this about? Like, it's just, you've started the process. If you never message that person again, it's a permanent no. If you never message them to begin with, it's permanent no. But you've opened up the thing. And now you can be like, maybe she puts up some awesome posts and you're like, oh my gosh, you know, hey, you're doing so great. You know, I was thinking, like, could I send you a stick of active? Like, every time I see you, I think, oh my gosh, she really does need to try this. You know, like, there are little ways to just keep going back in and being a supportive, caring person. And you never know. All you can control is you know?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And don't be afraid to ask your groups. Like, I belong to a Jeep group, and I just sent out a big message in my Jeep group. And I even said, like, if this is not okay, like, just tell me. But this is so much easier for me to just put this out here for you ladies instead of trying to, you know, send it to you all individually, because we're such a big group. And what I'm doing right now too is, since I'm doing the reset with my new VIPs, I'm doing the 90-day challenge. So I challenged them to drink their triplex every day for 90 days. I shared a meal plan with them. I got them in Pivotal, and I created a spreadsheet. And so we are all tracking, eating healthier, exercising 30 minutes a day, drinking 64 ounces of water, drinking our triplex, and getting 8 hours of sleep. And we're all tracking it for the next 90 days. So for me, like, it's not just using the products, it's also like an overall, like, I want this to change your outlook on your health. So
yeah, and you giving all of those tools and a community is increasing their chances of doing better,
of staying,
feeling better, and sticking around. Like,
and
the percentage you'll lose is so much less now because they're going to push themselves harder. There was a little thing we did at convention. This really awesome speaker, Valerie Burton, said, everybody stand up and put your hands as high as you can to the sky. And she said, okay, now reach 2 inches higher. And everybody can go higher than they did, because you can always go further than you think. And that's what you created by having this community. Everyone's going to put in a little more effort than if it was just one-on-one. So that was an awesome idea. Good for you. And then you can trickle in like something about referring, you know, in the chat, like, anybody that refers someone, you know, I'll give you, I don't know, a prize for the day. The fun we used to have, like, when it was like, add somebody and get a coffee mug. Oh, people will go nuts. A water bottle, a pair of socks. It was like, I want those earrings. Like, people would go crazy. It's so much fun, because, like, where else in life are you doing stuff like that anyway? Like, you feel like a kid again, you know? So it's so much fun. If you can get everybody a little chat going, there's excitement and fun in a chat, and you can do so many things. So awesome, Christy.
Thank you.
So awesome. Yay, I love this team. All right, let's keep the energy up. And I dare you to get out there and message a lot. I'm not even going to say a minimum of messages or a maximum. Just get your butt out there and message. Even if it's watching people's stories and reacting, ask questions. Because then now when you go in their stories and you ask them a question and they respond, well, that's a conversation starter. You've got that right there. Like, I have people on Instagram right now where I haven't brought up Plexus yet, but we've developed a really great back and forth supporting each other by, like, our posts and our stories. And those are people that obviously Plexus is going to get brought up at some point, whether it's from them saying they're tired or struggling with something, and I go, oh, hey, you know, you really need this, and there's gonna be a trust factor now. And then I encourage you, anybody that's already signed up, talk about Punta Cana, and for everyone in the entire world, post about Punta Cana. and that you can help them get this free trip for 2 all-inclusives. If you're ever going to talk about it, it's right now. Like I was talking about how it just gets like closer and closer to the end date. This is the time to utilize that and talk about that. And especially because it's double credits, you got to go nuts now. This is the time to go nuts, because you could get to the end of this contest and kick yourself for not going into it more at the beginning, because that's what I did. Because I fell short and I did not like that. It was not good for my ego, and I'm just mad at myself. So give it your all right now. You're capable of so much. You can reach 2 inches higher, all of us. Nice cheesy little ending there. All right, you guys, happy Friday. Remember, you can have a blast this weekend with your family, and at the same time, you can take a little step away and send messages. We're all on our phones anyway. Whatever you're doing on your phone, you can send a couple messages, and it's going to advance yourself so much further by sending those messages, and then also by talking about the business. If you have someone interested in the business, that's worth its weight in gold. So keep going. Let's do this. I love you guys. Happy Friday. Let's go out there. Bye.